Hey there, league mates. Week 6 preview. Starts tomorrow. No Thursday night football, so everything's kind of a little bit delayed, but didn't have any games yet. So, first off, me versus Spencer. I'm going to preface this by saying I'm going to pick me because I traded him a starting quarterback that he's got in his lineup right before the matchup. So, obviously, to me, the trade was more important. I mean, I'm 0-5. Um, He unfortunately lost Dak. I used the waiver priority to get Dalton specifically to try and trade him to Spencer. So I was happy to be able to get that done. So, key players for me, new tight end Austin Hooper needs to keep pace with George Kittle. So to me, Austin Hooper is key. Um, Darrell Henderson is key. Not because I need him to score a lot. I need him to score a lot of points, but also because Akers is back now. When does he take over? Who gets more carries? Did I pick the right guy? So Darrell Henderson is key. He's got 18 points 3 of the last 4 weeks, and the only week he doesn't is the week I played him. So he's key to me. So those two guys, Austin Hooper, new tight end, and Darrell Henderson, running back. For Spencer, Andy Dalton, primetime Andy Dalton, he's key, um, and Mike Davis. I say Mike Davis has been super stud since Christian McCaffrey went down, but Chicago's pretty good at defense. So Mike Davis and Andy Dalton. The big one, personally, I'm going to watch is going to be quarterbacks, specifically because I was always playing Ryan Tannehill, but I traded him Andy Dalton. So if Andy Dalton goes for like 35 points and I lose, well, okay. So picking me. Number 2, my own fried brother, Drew versus Dan. Another guy I pulled a trade off with this week. A lot of trades this week. Um, this one, as the year is going, Dan's one of the highest scoring teams. Drew's one of the lowest scoring teams. Should be a whitewash. Going to pick Dan, but let's see. Keys for Drew. He needs Lamar Jackson to be last year's Lamar Jackson. Not these piddly 15-point weeks. He needs the 35 to 40-point week from Lamar Jackson. I don't want it to happen. Jackson's playing Philadelphia, but that's what Drew needs. The other one is key. It's got to be Julio. So, Drew has unfortunately had the fun. Is Julio going to play? Is he not going to play? And then when he does play, is he going to play a whole game? I think maybe he's played one full game so far this year. Anyway, he appears to be healthy. So those are the two keys, Lamar and Julio. I mean, they should be your keys, right? For Dan, Alexander Madison. I traded him to Dan. Could have used him to help beat Spencer this week, but instead I took the opportunity to trade him while he was going to get a start because I didn't figure I'd get to trade him if he wasn't starting. Anyway, Madison is key for Dan. And the other big one for Dan is Robert Tonyan. He's going to go against Gronk on the other side. Drew is. Am I remembering this right? Does he have? No, he does not. So it's Gronk versus Tonyan. Tonyan coming off a huge game. Can he continue to score touchdowns? So those are the two keys for Drew, Tonyan, and Alexander Madison. And the matchup I'm watching is the is the fun with the Cleveland wide receivers. Odell versus Jarvis Landry in this game. I said Dan for the win on that one. Matchup number 3, Danny Wynot versus Graham. Graham's name really suits him this year. Last year it suited him because he lost Andrew Luck. This year it suits him because he has been super unlucky with injuries. Say that. Sorry. He's starting to get late. He's starting to starting to get healthy. And his team looks half decent this week. So I'm going to pick Danny to win this one. One more loss for Graham. Christian McCaffrey might be back next week. Michael Thomas should be back next week. And then look out. But until then, I'm going to go with Danny Wina, and the keys for Danny are going to be Aaron Jones, coming back off his bye week, but going against a really tough defense in Tampa Bay. And I'm going to stick with running backs and say David Montgomery. He's got a great matchup this week against Carolina. The question is, will they give him the ball? So David Montgomery and Aaron Jones. For Graham, it's Raheem Mostert coming back off his injury, and I'll say his wide receivers. Now I know that's more players than I normally name, but he's going to start Claypool, Tim Patricks, and T. Higgins, all going against good defenses. Claypool coming off his huge week last week. He needs some plays from his wide receivers to win this matchup. The matchup for me to watch is going to be running back ones. Aaron Jones against Raheem Mostert. Name them both as key players. That's the best matchup in that game. So that's Danny Wina picked in that one. Now, Battle of the Five. Somebody's losing. 5-0 Jason Hahn versus 5-0 Devin Baker. Projections mean nothing, but right now Devin is projected to win by 13 points. I don't think that's going to be the case, but for Hahn, I'm going to name the keys as Devontae Adams coming back from injury. We'll see how he's going to do, because, that first game of the year he was amazing, and then he got hurt, and we haven't seen him since. Sorry about this yawning. That's not very professional. Luckily, this is just for fun. And Amari Cooper. So Hahn, again, some wide receivers there for keys for me. Cooper, Dallas offense was really good, but Cooper wasn't. So we'll see what happens there. He should get Patrick Peterson this week, so that's going to be a toughie. Over on the other side of the ball, Devin's keys. Derrick Henry against Houston. He might run for all of the yards. And Mark Andrews against Philly. Philly gave up 3 touchdowns to Tyler Higbee and haven't stopped a tight end all year. The only reactions that they stopped Eric Ebron, and by that I mean Eric Ebron stopped Eric Ebron. He got hurt. But Mark Andrews should have a great opportunity. And the matchup to watch in this one is quarterbacks. Kirk Cousins is going to roll out for Devin. Couldn't have got a better week to roll him out. He might even outscored Gardner Minshew since we made that trade. But Kirk Cousins against Atlanta. But Kyler on the other side has been dynamite for Hahn. Looking at the teams, Devin's got his A1 lineup in, except for his quarterback. And Hahn's missing his Raiders and his Seahawks. So I'm going to go with Devin on this one to go to 6-0, only because Hahn, this was pretty much the 1 week Hahn's lost 3 starters this week, and Devin has lost Russell Wilson. So, I'll pick Devin to win this one. Matchup 5. Mike Yip against Deke. Tried to make trade with Deke this week. Deke hasn't set his lineup yet. He's got multiple people out on bye. 1, 2, 3, 3. So, I mean, he'll set his lineup anyway before tomorrow. There was no Thursday Night Football, no reason to set it yet. Looking at the other side, so let's go. Quarterback matchup is the one to watch in this one. Watson versus Mahomes. Who else would you watch in this matchup? Keys for Derek are going to be CeeDee Lamb against Arizona. He should have a weaker corner. He could feast in that Dallas matchup. And Devin Singletary. He sucked last week. Now, Deke beat me, but Devin Singletary did not help. So he sucks. So he would be number 2. If those two guys, CeeDee Lamb should perform, but if Devin Singletary gets a touchdown or whatever, should be interesting. Over on the other side of the ball, I think Yip has the wide receiver 1 and 2 on his team with Calvin Ridley and Adam Thielen. Really good job of keeping Thielen and seeing him go off, and getting Ridley 1 pick before I got AJ Brown. Just really good. Keys for Yip are going to be Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and the reason I say he's a key is because Le'Veon Bell's there now, but he's not playing this week. So Le'Veon Bell cannot play this week because he won't hit COVID protocols until next Wednesday. So Edwards-Helaire, this is his last game as the only guy there who's any good. So he is key. And the other key is going to be Nyheim Hines. Other than week 1, Hines has done nothing all year. So can he? I hope he doesn't, because I have Jonathan Taylor. But if he can get going, then that would be very helpful to Yep. Like I said, watching the Patrick Mahomes, and I'm going to go with Yip because of Patrick Mahomes. Not that I don't think Deshaun Watson can do well against Tennessee. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to do really well because I think Buffalo can keep up. And the Chiefs pass it down there to Pad Stats. And the final matchup of the week. Not a must-win for Jason Calder, but he was 2-1. He has lost 2 in a row going against 4-1 Rich. He just plain got beat last week by Dan Evans, scored a bunch of points. So this game's the game of the week, I think. It'll be interesting to see who Rich decides to play at quarterback, because he's got Matt Stafford and Cam Newton, and Newton's back this week. So, but going against a better defense. So I'm going to say that the keys for this game for Jason, for Rich, are going to be Mark Ingram. Can he get a touchdown against Philly? Because those Baltimore running backs haven't done anything this year. And Myles Gaskin. Gaskin's been great. Lots of touches, especially for a guy who came out of nowhere. And he's going against the Jets, so should be good. And over on the other side of the ball, Josh Allen versus Kansas City is extremely key for multiple reasons for Calder. Number 1, he's his quarterback in this, and he's his quarterback in real life. So Josh Allen needs to be big to keep up with Pat Mahomes. So if that's successful, then Calder's got a good chance of winning. The other key, Jonnu Smith. I think Jonnu might be the number 1 tight end overall. Tennessee's playing Houston, so really, really good there. I mean, every time I look at Calder's team, I get a little jealous, and his team is a lot better than 2-3. I'm going to give him the upset this week. I'm going to say that he's going to beat Rich to go to 3-3, and Rich is going to go to 4-2. I think that's what's going to happen. If I'm going to watch one matchup, it's going to be kicker battle. No, I'm just kidding. If I'm going to watch one matchup in this one, it's going to be It's going to be Rich's wide receivers against Calder's running backs. So Rich has Diggs, Galladay, and Brandon Ayuk in his lineup. So he's 2 real good players there. But Jason claps back with Kareem Hunt, Zeke Elliott, and Joe Mixon at running back. So really impressive. So there you have it. Calder to win on that one. So to recap, I'm going to pick, let's go through them. Myself over Spencer. Dan Evans over Drew. Danny Wynot over Graham. Devin over Jason Hahn, which will make Hahn happy because whenever I pick him, he says he loses, but he's 5-0, and I picked him every week. Yip over Derek. And the one upset is Jason Calder over Rich. All right. So hopefully everybody has a safe and fun Sunday. I'm watching the game with a Ravens fan, so not good. All right. Talk to you guys later.